Hi, my name is Aldrian, but my students know me as Mr. Al, and I teach English 2 and Law Studies here at H.L. Bourgeois High School in Terrebonne Parish, where our motto of our school is, excellence is the expectation. My passion lies in fostering a classroom environment where students feel valued, heard, and respected. My students often say, in this classroom we listen and we don't judge, and we do take that to heart. This approach helps us build meaningful relationships, allowing students to feel comfortable being themselves and finding their voice. The students you will see in this video are sophomores in my English 2 inclusion class. The class consists of 26 students, including 7 in an inclusion setting, 5 with a 504 plan, and 1 English as a second language learner. This diversity inspires me to design lessons that meet the needs of all students, offering differentiated activities that engage everyone. By tailoring my lessons, I create opportunities for all students to thrive academically and personally, emphasizing that their unique experiences are assets in our learning community. In this video, you'll see the introduction to our Unit 3 of My Perspectives, where we explore the themes of virtue and vengeance with Shakespeare's The Tempest as our anchor text. Typically, students aren't thrilled about reading Shakespeare, but because of the language barrier, so I focus on bridging the gap by making Shakespeare relatable. My thought process is always, how do I connect this material to my students' lives? Student buy-in is essential, and I ensure each lesson incorporates a piece of Gen Z culture to create those connections. The objective of this lesson is for students to analyze the themes of virtue and vengeance by engaging in meaningful discussions and exploring real-life scenarios, all while demonstrating empathy and critical thinking. The class will also compare expressions and language through a gallery walk activity featuring quotes from a game I like to call Pop, Tupac, or Shakespeare Rock. By the end of the lesson, students will develop a deeper understanding of the virtue of forgiveness and the complexities of vengeance, laying a foundation for our exploration of these themes throughout The Tempest. The goal is for my students to see how these timeless concepts relate to their lives and experience, making Shakespeare not just accessible, but relevant. I hope you enjoy. So Ben was pleased to try to say you won't have a lot of money. Yeah, you won't have a response. If you won't have grade, you won't use if you're in ninth grade, you won't get boss of the desire. Shakespeare, or it will go into learning about virtue and vengeance. So today, you will analyze the themes of virtue and vengeance by engaging discussions that explore real-life scenarios, demonstrating empathy, critical thinking without judgment. Students will differentiate and interpret the use of language and thematical expressions by participating in a gallery walk activity, comparing quotes from pop culture to pop and Shakespeare. So we'll do a gallery walk around the room. We'll do some discussion, just like we did before, same exact. You're going to go to quick write for day number 2. You are going to write down your response, and remember, after the time goes off, you will find somebody else to get one from. So you're going to give one to get one. So give you about 3 or so minutes for you to jot down your answer. Up to 10 seconds. When the timer goes off, be ready to move. Go and find somebody else to talk to. Okay. What's your partner say?
I put it because they don't like someone or someone did something to them that they didn't like. I don't think that
People are drawn to seeking revenge when they feel wrong. And do you believe revenge can ever truly solve a problem or bring satisfaction? Anybody want to share what their partner said?
Talk about the problem. It will solve everything.
Okay, good. So maybe talking about the problem, so that litigation part of when you get with somebody else and you try to figure out where the disconnect was instead of trying to get revenge. Good answer. Anybody else want to share what their partner might have said? To be or not to be. And I want you to think about it. That's something that William Shakespeare says in one of his plays. And so we are going to kind of play a game of to be or not to be, where we are going to give you some scenarios that deal with virtue and vengeance, and you're going to decide if you agree, disagree, or if you're undecided. And undecided means that you're in the middle. You're not too sure. So if you agree with the statement, you're going to come up to the front of the classroom. If you disagree with the statement, you're going to go into the back of the classroom here near the cabinet. And if you are undecided, you are going to move to the back corner where the comfy chair is to say that you're undecided. So again, agrees to be in the front. You're going to have disagree in the back by the cabinet, and then undecided would be by the comfy chair. So again, you're listening to the statement, and then once on my cue, you will move to your wronged you. All right, I want you to go ahead on and move to whether you agree, disagree, or undecided. Once you get to your group, go ahead and find somebody to talk to. Talk it out. Why you might agree, why you might disagree, why you might be undecided. Disagree with that statement. Okay, good. So they said the cycle continues. So our disagree people say, no, the cycle will continue. And then our undecided. Why are you undecided?
Depends on what exactly happens. Be both good and bad.
Good. So you say it kind of depends on both what happens. It could be. Alright, listen.
Alright, people, say somebody do something great, you forgive them, they gonna feel like they can keep doing it, and they can keep getting away with it. And then you keep forgiving them, and they gonna keep getting away with it. That's not cool.
Okay, so you may feel like you give them like that doormat type of situation, whereas you're giving them like that one pass, but they kind of take it for granted.
Like give somebody an inch, they gonna take a mile.
Okay.
It affects a person.
Okay, why not?
Because it's like, okay, I forgive you, cool, everything's cool. I hurt you back, it really doesn't matter. Like, it's the same thing.
I think holding on to a grudge is harmful because it can grow. If you hold a grudge with somebody, it can separate y'all more apart.
Okay, so you can see that growth of being apart. It adds more fuel to the fire than you think about it, because now you're thinking about it more about the person who you're holding a grudge with.
It can also like ruin your mindset again.
Good. It's also ruining your mindset.
It's like, let's say if like y'all have beef or whatever, and then like the other person will be like, oh, that's for your mom, and that's why your dad's so-and-so. And that makes you upset because you're talking about my parents when they're not even in the situation.
Good. It's that adding that extra person. That would do it.
Look when I serve him, so I went too far. Takes it off. Just takes it ill.
Who do you think said that?
You think Shakespeare, or you think it's a pop song?
It's Shakespeare. So I guess we gotta go right here for this one.
So
What do you think that would be?
it don't feel like that. Don't feel like
Possibility of forgiveness. Sebalt's vengeful nature leads to his death in Romeo and Juliet, and Romeo's vengeful act leads his. The lesson objective was successfully met as students demonstrated a clear understanding of virtue and vengeance through meaningful discourse and thoughtful explanations. Activities like Give One, Get One encourage writing and collaboration, which help foster an engaging and interactive learning environment. While the video captures a glimpse of the lesson, some impactful moments weren't shown. For instance, I made a connection to their prior 9th grade knowledge by discussing Romeo and Juliet, and exploring how virtue and vengeance played pivotal roles in the tragic outcome of the main characters. A classic favorite was the Pop, Tupac, Shakespeare Rock Gallery Walk. This activity, the students realized that Shakespeare influence is everywhere, even in the way we communicate today. It was so exciting to see their light bulbs go off as they connected the dots between pop culture and Shakespeare. Once the gallery walk was completed, the students came back into the classroom and we went over their answers. I really did get a kick out of it when the students confused Shakespeare with pop and then pop with Tupac. This helped with us with our transition of learning how to break down the English of Shakespeare, setting them up for success as we dive into The Tempest. Reflecting on this lesson, I would have loved to add a segment where students created their own questions to spark peer discussions on virtue and vengeance or even on Shakespeare, giving them even more ownership of their learning. Overall, the energy in the room was electric, and the students left excited and ready to tackle our unit. Moments like this truly remind me of why I love teaching. Watching my students connect, engage, and realize how timeless relevance of what they're learning is always the best part.